If you want any sort of success in anything, you need to learn to let go of people, ideas, and things. The moment you learn the art of detachment, the easier your life becomes. Because that's something nobody tells you about, and I think it's a lot harder to conceptualize when you're younger, where you're attached to everything because you don't really know much. You haven't really seen the world, and you don't have enough experience to understand that things will always change. And the more I worked towards things and the more desperate I was to achieve those things, such as academically or career-wise or forming friendships or relationships, the more I pushed those things away out of my life, because I was essentially telling myself in my own brain that I don't have that thing and that I need to chase it. And so when you do that, you're literally telling yourself you don't have it. You know, it's, if you believe in spirituality, if you believe in God or anything like that, then it won't be given to you unless you believe that you have it, is essentially what I'm saying. And so when you're heavily attached and when you're very desperate to achieve something, it will only run away. So chasing is not the answer. Not if you're a guy and not if you're a woman. Not for anyone. Chasing is not the answer. Putting yourself in a position to receive, such as studying to ace the test, exercising every day, running every day to win the marathon, I don't know, whatever you do, that will put you in a position where you're ready to accept something because you're working towards it. But if you're chasing it and your mentality and your mindset is, I don't have it, and you're desperate. Like, if I don't do this, then I'll never date somebody ever if I never talk to anyone. Then when you start talking to people, they'll feel your desperation and that will push them away. Same with anything. Like, if you're desperate for anything, nobody wants to help you. This is what I've learned. Like, nobody wants to help you. Not financial aid, not the government, not scholarships, not the major you want to go into and it's a really hard school and you're like applying to it. Nobody wants to help you if you're just writing a sob story of, I need it. If you approach it as, I want to, and these are the steps I've taken to do it, and whether or not it happens, I'm just letting it go, you're more likely to achieve that success. And that is literally how I got rid of my anxiety, because I had really bad anxiety throughout my adolescence, and then into my adulthood. And it was bad because I could barely talk to people without like turning red and having like panic attacks and barely being able to string 2 sentences together. And the more I thought about it, the more like, I dread this feeling. I dread being drained by the end of the day after having to go to work for a shift. I dread having to talk to people of the opposite gender. I dread forming friendships. All of those things make me uncomfortable, and so I would either run from it, and so I wasn't good at it at all because I wasn't building that skill, because that's all it is, it's a skill. Or when I got lonely enough, I would desperately cling on to anybody, and that wasn't a good look either. So if those are your 2 solutions, it's like the opposite end of the spectrum, you're doing something wrong. It should always be in the middle. It shouldn't be so polarizing that it's like completely the opposite of what you normally do, and it shouldn't be what you're already doing because it's not working. It should kind of be like, let me like try something a tiny bit different. I'm in the tech industry, and what we learn is whenever there's an issue, we change one thing and then test it again. And then when that doesn't work, we change another thing, one single thing, and then try it again. That's how you actually get results. It's understanding where you're going wrong by changing one thing and observing it, and then doing it continuously until you understand what is going on, what is the problem, and how do we actually solve it. But if you don't understand the problem in its entirety and you're changing too much, you'll never be actually able to zero in on the issue. And if you have a lot of anxiety, let's say for social interactions, start small. But also go out by yourself. Don't tie other people into it. If you're uncomfortable in talking to people, relying on your other friends or your family members to do it for you isn't going to teach you to do it. What you're going to have to do is, I know everybody says this, but it's the best way. Sign up for clubs, go in in-person class, and just join a group. Talk to them. See what they're like. And let me tell you, it's a trade secret no one tells you. If you feel those people don't really like you, just get up and leave. Like, I wouldn't do it abruptly or rudely, but if you were working with a group in class and the project is done, you know, you were respectful and kind to everybody, and you just don't feel very comfortable in the group, or maybe you want to explore other groups and see if they're more helpful for your personal understanding of the class or the subject, I sometimes just get up and join another group, and I don't see it as bad. I mean, we're all just in class. I can go meet other classmates, you know? I just feel like a lot of the times there's these unwritten rules that you have to have loyalty for people that aren't necessarily loyal to you, and I honestly don't see it as being disloyal. I see it as you just being open and honest, and like honest to yourself, and willing to meet new people and willing to have new experiences. And that's the best way to do it, is just to, like, little by little deal with uncomfortable situations, face them head on, and that will really help you. Also, if you are socially anxious, maybe work a sales job, because boy, do they force you to talk to people. Like, anyone. You have to learn how to talk to anyone. And when you do it enough times, over and over and over again, you're just like, it's just another day. So that's how I overcame my anxiety. I got detached from results. I don't care about when I'm interacting with somebody, for example, I don't care about if they like me. I care about being my best self, but I don't care about the results. I care about specifically what I'm doing. What the other person feels is their right to feel. It's on them, but it's not on me to change their opinion of me. It's on me to just be my best self. And if it turns out I'm upsetting somebody, or if I'm offending someone and they communicate it to me, because it's not on me to understand how they're feeling. I can try, but I won't always get it right? We can't read people's minds. The best thing that I can do is to apologize and try and fix it when I do. And if this topic really, really, like, is very interesting to you, is like, how do I be more assertive in, like, who I am and, like, what I want to do or what I want to achieve when talking to people, when communicating with people? How do I have boundaries? I wouldn't even put it past, like, just take a communications class at a community college, and, like, they have some really good resources. I took an assertive communications class, and I was like, oh wait, I'm not being mean when I just say no. Like, I just can't do it, right? I'm not being mean when I do that. So when you start thinking of, like, hey, I can't do these things, you start being reasonable with yourself and with others, and you stop feeling guilt. Once you learn detachment and detaching from guilt, it makes life a lot easier. It makes being able to achieve things a lot easier, because for a long time, it's like I wasn't getting anywhere. I was very stagnant. And the only way that you'll actually progress or see success is when other people help you. Like, that's just the cardinal rule. You won't get anywhere unless other people want you to get there. And so to do that, you have to be a likable person, and you have to learn how to talk to people and to communicate with them. And if you don't, then you'll be stuck, unfortunately. And that's what it was like for me. Anxiety and stress, they are not helpful at all. I mean, maybe like if you're in the woods somewhere, it'll help you like survive in the wild. But when you live in a city and there's a bunch of people around you, they're just gonna look at you like you're a weirdo. That is the unfortunate truth. And I didn't get anywhere until I learned that. So thank you for listening to my video. I hope and I wish you the best of luck in your path towards a more peaceful and better life where you can overcome your anxiety, because we can all do it. We can. And it's better to learn this than to try and take any type of medication to just numb yourself to it, because I don't think that is always the correct way to deal with it. I would try like exposure therapy before I tried medication to deal with it. But let me know your experiences with anxiety, how you overcame it, what you did, and were you successful or are you still struggling with it? Thank you for listening to my video. I hope we can meet again soon. Have a good day.